I'm Chris Turner. I'm Executive Director of B Lab UK, so the charity growing the B Corporation movement here in the UK. And I'm here tonight at the Seismic and x+why event because there's a lot of B Corps here. This is part of our community, our wider movement. Is all about bringing people together to talk about the future of business and business as a force for good. So I'm here to continue that and obviously to reflect a little bit because I'm fresh off the train from COP as well. So I can talk a little bit about what I saw there and why it's so important.
So tell us some of your reflections having been there. What have you experienced? What do you think about what's been said, and what do you think about the actions for the future?
Yeah, well, I think action is the key word, right? Because I think you'll have heard plenty of talk, and I think that's a big part of the experience of being at COP is that there is a huge amount of talk. I mean, my throat is I've been doing a fair share myself, because the what you do have there is an amazing gathering. I think that's one of the most striking things about COP is that you see an incredible range of people there coming together to talk about the thing that matters most, the climate and the emergency that we face, and actually people from all over the world. I think that's one of the most striking things I took away from COP is just how global it is as a gathering, particularly once you're in the blue zone, in that kind of central area. It is truly global, which obviously tells you something about how many countries and people need to be involved in these solutions, but also about the scale of the challenge and exactly sort of how many people are being affected by this, i.e. everybody. So it's really striking how global it is. It's striking what a sort of buzzing community of people there are, really looking for solutions. But it is a lot of talk. And your question about action is the right one because, you come away really trying to peel back those layers and figure out what the action is going to be at the end of it. And there is a lot. I mean, I think there's a lot of sort of inspiration there, which people go away, whether it's individuals, whether it's businesses or other organizations, take that away. And I'm sure it does catalyze action. But of course, the big question is it enough and is it quick enough? And ultimately, I don't think we're in a position that, immediately afterwards, I'm not in a position to say how much of that's going to happen. Obviously, the negotiations of COP themselves, that's a separate issue. And I think there we all need to be sort of demanding more and demanding it more quickly. But when it comes to those other actors, I think we're going to have to see in the sort of weeks to come how much change this has catalyzed. Hopefully it's a lot and hopefully it happens fast.
Okay, so Seismic and B Lab work together because we have a shared belief that business can be that catalyst for change. And so I wanted you to just tell me a bit more about that and how you feel B Corp can provide that framework.
Yeah. Well, it's a good question. I think the one thing that is most obvious when you come to an event like this and you see B Corps, coming together and people who believe in the B Corp movement coming together, is that they all share that kind of common goal. A foundational belief that business can be a force for good, and that common goal to uncover the best ways that business can contribute towards solving these big challenges. So I think, first of all, let's not underestimate how powerful that is, all sharing that common goal. So I think that's the first thing to say. I think what B Corp does is get everyone on that same page, and actually the B Corp framework provides an amazing kind of foundation. It's almost a sort of, it's the start line for businesses to sort of reach that line, align on those goals, see where the finish line might be, and then we're all racing to get there, right? Then we're all on the right track, and then we're all seeing how quickly we can get to that end goal. So I sort of see that as the role B Corp plays. It's not as if we're saying, this is how we're going to solve the climate emergency. It's saying, are we all sure business can be a force for good? We are. Let's identify those businesses that are going to be the leaders in that transition to a better economic system, and let's race, towards that goal, proving that business can be the very best it can be.
Okay, Chris, so I'd like you to tell me what seismic change you'd like to see.
Okay, so the seismic change I would like to see is to really move the goalposts here, so that we're not just talking about the incredible kind of businesses that you see tonight within the B Corp community, but actually so that you see every single business putting that wider set of stakeholders, society and the environment, at the very core of its purpose, and contributing towards solving these problems. Every single business in the country needs to do that in order to achieve these objectives.